thing everybody's fucking talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Mr.
So-
McMahon Netflix documentary.
I don't know. So there's other podcasts out there that I think have already kind of reviewed the entire thing, but it's so early. Not everybody's seen everything. I mean, I binged it in like 2 days.
So you finished it.
I'm on
Yeah.
episode. I just finished 3, and I'm starting 4.
So I watched 2 and then maybe a quarter of the third.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the
So-
end of 3 was Montreal.
Got it. Which the beginning of okay, maybe we'll start. All right. Pablo had a good point
Yeah.
that a lot of these stories, or the subject matter per se, most wrestling fans know, right?
Yeah.
Like we get the gist. Like
Yes.
Vince, took over the territories, like that kind of thing.
There was obviously revisionist history, and Meltzer is still in Vince's pocket all these years later.
Well,
You
Wait.
think?
Yes.
I don't
No.
think that at all.
yeah, it seemed like he was actually correcting a lot of the history, like during the Andre Hogan stuff. He was like, "Oh, they
Yes.
said it was 93,000.
Yes,
actually like
but
78,000."
as far as like, he could have said things that he didn't.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because Dave Meltzer realizes this is the biggest amount of people that are ever going to see him, and
Yes.
he didn't want to look like an asshole?
Yes.
Right. That's what I thought too.
As somebody who's watched the whole thing, I'll tell you, you're going to know every story. If you're a wrestling fan, you've seen it. If you're not a wrestling fan, they
I
explain it
disagree.
in a really good way.
I disagree.
So do
Well-
I, Pump. So hold on. So finish your thought, Pablo.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
What's interesting about it throughout the documentary is it is the information we know. There's no scandal that I wasn't aware of throughout the documentary. However, it was
Really?
yeah. I mean,
There was okay. All right. Try. Continue.
yeah, absolutely. I just the things that there was like some things about his origin story, if you will, right? Like of where he came from and what his early life was like. But as far as the career,
You knew about the Ring Boy scandal?
Who
Yeah.
didn't know about that?
I didn't.
dude, I mean,
I also don't know if there's ever been a women's ladder match.
Okay, that's fair.
you could supplement a lot of these stories with some stuff that's in Dark Side of the Ring. The Fabulous Moolah story is in there. The Wendy Richter thing is in there, right? Like,
You know what's funny is that
Yeah, the Spider Lady and Wendy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
What?
That there was a fucking first screw job.
against Wendy Richter, yeah.
Wendy
Yes,
Richter was
yeah,
the first televised hooking.
And that's
I
why-
didn't write. I for some reason that is, and I know what you're gonna fucking say.
well,
It's because it was a fucking women's match. But I didn't realize. I didn't realize that happened.
what's cool about the documentary is you could supplement all of these individual episodes with like a few Dark Side of the Ring things in between it. So like if you do watch that episode, you can go and watch the Fabulous
The
Moolah
story
Dark
of
Side
the
Ring.
in-depth story of that story.
Yeah, so there's what's interesting about this is the people that they interviewed, because they get into more scandals, and these are things that you've never heard Vince or Stephanie or like, because they got everybody. They got Cody Rhodes on there. You've never heard them address.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to
directly.
those guys, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
They
Well,
go
so Cody's in the mid to end of the third, because that's when they tie in the WCW stuff. So you'll see Cody coming up.
Yeah. And he also has a nice little closer. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have to give it another watch almost, because I don't know if there's any new info. Like I said, but yeah, if you don't know about these things, the documentary is pearl clutch after pearl clutch of like, holy shit. So
Yeah, I mean, I watched it with the missus, and she was like, "What?" Like I went
Right.
back and rewatched it so I could take some notes, but I let her see it as it is and tried to keep my outbursts to a minimum.
there was, yeah, they didn't. I feel like they almost even missed some things. It's like, man, did you guys?
Yeah.
This isn't this, but it is very interesting having Vince McMahon sit down and give that sort of interview. I think
And
was
that's
compelling.
what I was gonna say was that knowing what we know,
Yeah.
you dissect every fucking comment Vince fucking makes almost. Like it's almost like the Kendrick Lamar rap where like people are like, oh my God, that bar has this layer and that layer and this layer and that layer, which is true, but people are over analyzing some things.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was watching like every comment Vince made, I was like thinking about him being a fucking sexual deviant. Like I don't know. Like
Oh yeah.
also we didn't like I didn't know that he was like crazily abused by his stepfather until he was 12. Like, right?
So I didn't know about the abuse, but I knew the father part, the stepfather part. I didn't know there was the abuse part.
Yeah, me neither, right? And so that was like, so I guess like the first thing I thought was like most insane rapists and murderers and those kind of criminals have a really fucked up childhood, right? Like for the most part. And I'm not giving Vince a pass whatsoever, but it makes sense a little bit now. Like when I see or hear something like that, like the dad didn't tell him he fucking loved him till he was on his deathbed. Like
Oh yeah, Vince Senior.
you know, I didn't know that. Like
It was sad, right? It was sad. how
like
he's
part of that
"Oh
was
my
very
God, my dad."
sad.
Yeah, it was.
Do you believe it?
I don't know. That's a great question, Bumps. I want
mean,
to.
I
Want to.
the thing for me is that he said in the very beginning something, and I didn't go all the way back to quote it, but I did take some quotes. Something along the lines of, "I'm only going to let you see what I want you to see."
Yeah.
Yes, and he
Something
said,
along those lines.
and he said something like, "Oh, if I could tell you the real stories."
Right.
Like shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this not being a WWE production, he felt it like he looked and felt vulnerable to me.
Yeah.
Like even though he was only giving you what he wanted to give you, he like I could just, I mean, maybe this is just, but like I could see it on him that he both loved that he wasn't going to be able to edit this as he pleased, like every other WWE production, because he's so fucking confident and cocky and like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I could tell sometimes when he would say shit, he kind of dawned on him that he's not going to have the final edit of any of this.
Well,
Does that make sense?
The reports are that he tried to buy it back.
Yes, exactly. I was going to bring that up too. He did. And I don't blame him.
Well,
Especially
this is all pre-allegations, all these interviews.
Yeah, this was 21.
Yeah. So that's the other thing, is these are all pre-allegation interviews.
But he's also mad blase about like the fucking rape on the fucking women ref and shit.
I literally
Okay,
I took the quote.
Yeah.
This is the quote for
Yes.
legal reasons, Titan Media. Had it been a rape, the statute of limitations had run out. End quote.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a fucking rapist would say.
And you're not wrong. That's what I'm saying. Shit like that, watching it, you're just going, bro. Like, but that's a guy who thinks he doesn't think he can get. He's above it all. Like he doesn't think he can.
Also, famously, you didn't see Linda since the end of like episode 1.
Yeah, Linda looked different.
Does she come back, Pablo?
Yeah, she comes back and
okay,
they have a whole episode on the family situation.
Okay.
I'll tell you, without spoiling anything, but this is they lay it all. It's all there. Like they lay it all out to like almost like court of public opinion.
Okay.
And it comes back, but I feel like this is almost a genius marketing move on the part of Netflix.
Absolutely, 1,000,000,000,000,000%.
Because even throughout the documentary, the theme, what Vince is like in all these other court cases or anytime he's been in the hot seat, he puts it all out there. And then he's kind of like, he's almost honest, as awful as it is, right? Like he's almost very honest with the warts and all of it all. And at the end of the documentary, to me, what I kind of took away was they're like, that was like, in many ways, now WWE is thriving without Vince, and almost how much better the company is since he's stepped away.
Right.
Because obviously Netflix has that insanely big deal with like Raw for the next 10 years.
I mean, they
basically said, hey, listen,
product.
This place was a fucking cesspool. Now on Netflix,
under our watch,
everybody's happy, right?
Yeah.
And I think, listen, because so you finished it, but you're on 3. I'm on 2.
A little bit ahead of you.
So we won't have a show next week because I'm going to be in Germany, but we'll
all
have
right. It'll be in Munich.
We'll have
again.
We'll have a show the following week, and so maybe today we just talk about the first couple episodes, and then when I get back, we'll do the rest of it. So give people a chance to watch it or whatever, right? Like, yeah.
Which I'm shocked that no one has noticed my quote. Which
hold on. That was my next thing.
From Tony Atlas,
bro. Netflix had no idea what they were getting, when they brought Tony Atlas in.
You don't know old boy, brother.
You don't, because we all know Tony Atlas is a wild boy. Like he posts shit on the internet, like I want you to step on my cock. Like he's like a foot fetish dude. He's a wild boy.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Atlas gives no fucks.
He was wild in the whole documentary,
especially in his fucking button-up shirt and his tie, which was fire.
Yes,
sleeveless.
Yes,
but the minute they got Tony Atlas, they were like, they probably brought him in because he was part of the early shit, like the steroid scandal, which we all kind of know, right? But the minute he started talking, they were like, oh, this guy's got, Tony, I know we only brought you here for a couple days, buddy.
How much time you got, bro?
Yeah, we're going to put you up at the Ritz, dude, because you're about to be the star of this fucking documentary.
Yeah, for real.
I didn't know the Ring Boy scandal. I did. I mean, listen, I knew Pat Patterson was gay.
It is
which doesn't have anything to do with it,
I guess.
Right? Like, do you guys believe that Pat was innocent and the other 2 guys were the ones doing the shit, or that Pat was so important to the company that he got a pass?
Look, when it's somebody who's close to you and that you work with and you have this strong relationship with, it's a very human thing. So I don't want to
protect them.
To want to protect somebody.
Yeah.
I get that element of it, right? Like, because you're close to somebody, you're like, no, I've worked with this person, like I've created this.
You don't want to believe it.
You don't want to believe it. And I've seen it happen in a lot of real life situations with a bunch of terrible things. So it's a human reaction, I feel, and in a way too, the documentary does also very much humanize Vince McMahon. But yeah, I want to say that based on other things, the Pat Patterson hitting on employees and coming on to other wrestlers aggressively, and some of that is not a very well kept secret in the world of wrestling. Like, I think some people have written it in books. There's interviews out there. There's
to play my role on the show, devil's advocate. Yeah. Do you think any of that has to do with the super amount of homophobia during that time, and things were taken like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know everybody in the industry knew that he was gay, but at the time, like, if a gay dude like touched your shoulder, dudes would be like, you're fucking hitting on me. You know what I'm saying?
No, because he was a genius. He even said it himself. He was a savant almost for wrestling. Like,
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guys. I'm talking about the guys saying that he was aggressively hitting on them. Could that be misconstrued because homophobia was so rampant during that time frame? Is what I'm saying.
I feel like a lot of people. There's been so many consistent allegations against him.
All right.
That I wouldn't. I don't know, right? I don't know the reality of it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll never know.
We'll never know, but.
Right.
I mean, I know for sure that there's been, and I'm not going to like name drop anybody, but I know that there's been some WWE wrestlers that were let go from the company because they had traveling companions that were underage,
Yeah.
And that Pat Patterson and whatnot also kind of was involved within that sphere.
Fuck, you guys are fucking stooges, dude.
What?
We're actually not stooges.
It's wrong. It's wrong. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
This is all
No, that's terrible. No, of course, of course.
information.
Yeah,
But look, like I said, I think once more it's a really smart move because WWE. I mean, going to Netflix. Netflix is almost protecting their investment with this. If anything, I feel like it's kind of, if you think about it, what's weird about it, Vince, right, being like the P.T. Barnum, this like freaking creator of wrestling, almost even has to take all of that is going to fall on Vince McMahon. It's like almost the media, and now that wrestling is becoming more mainstream, they need one evil
Scapegoat.
person to blame it on because Vince.
but it was in charge, bro. If it happens under your watch, like that's
Look, Vince didn't create that culture, right? He leveraged it to his advantage, but the pro wrestling culture, like terrible things were happening within that industry for just the
in
nature
every
of
company, absolutely. No, yeah, without
Von
question.
Eric's didn't happen under Vince. Like there's a lot of things that did not
without
happen
question,
under Vince.
without question.
He leveraged it, but
Yeah.
that he's not the creator of this. Like I said, the top.
No, you want to be the guy, Pablo. That's a fucking great point, bro. It's like looking at the Grizzly Smith type of shit, which had nothing to do with like. You're right. It's been a toxic environment of
Happened on Vince's watch, though.
Grizzly Smith shit.
Grizzly Smith was a road agent for.
No, but prior to that, though, when he was working.
Oh no, yeah, he was in.
That's what I mean.
But he was in Mid-South.
My point is that it's like that kind of toxic culture just was the thing,
and it's
that was called pro wrestling.
Right.
Yeah. So in a way, is man, hold on, let me put this on the ticker.
Oh, the ticker.
Oh, I forgot about the ticker.
I gotta spell it in.
Oh yeah, I forgot my gimmick.
Yeah, so in a way, part of me,
yeah, right, pumps.
Dang it, I can't get it to ticker. Is Vince McMahon wrestling's Jesus? Did he die for all of wrestling's sins? Is he going out because he basically
that's a funny joke, but
all of it because once more he didn't create all of it, but he is gonna die almost on his own sword in order to secure the future.
He doesn't have any choice.
He doesn't have any choice.
He's not dying on any sword. He doesn't have a choice. He's getting. You don't have a choice.
Look, if you want to get real, you're gonna tell me that Stephanie McMahon and Paul Levesque and some of these people weren't aware about some of the things happening in the WWE.
Absolutely.
But they're the corporate side of it now, right? And they
come on, bro. They made Mark Henry eat like a shit sandwich. Like it's fucking and Sonny. Like the wrestling stories are fucking bonkers.
Yeah. So
it's just that they get that shit chalked up to they're the boys. It's the locker room. Whereas Vince knows this stuff is happening and doesn't do anything about it as the owner and employer of them, and is also doing his own wild shit. Like, so yes, Vince is he doesn't have a choice but to fall on his sword, bud.
Yeah, he's being sacrificed. He is. Yes. I feel like you are sacrificing Vince McMahon and saying like, "Hey, this was the one person." But like, even if Vince McMahon, there's no way he could have known about all of it, right? There's no.
I mean.
It's I'm very curious for you guys to watch the rest because there's a lot of other questions about the documentary, but I definitely feel like it's a really smart, persuasive move to be like, all right, let's give it. Yes, this was awful. Look at all these fucking awful things, and it makes for really good entertainment because people love fucking like true crime-esque documentaries. It makes for awful shit, but hey, the company is past this terrible stage that this industry was in. And now we're very corporate and watch Monday Night Raw every Monday on freaking Netflix live. Right. Because this is a major investment. Because also, aside from a wrestling standpoint, it's a major risk for this studio to be doing there. This is the first time they're going to be doing live broadcasting on a streaming service. This is almost a moment in history, right? So it's a way, I think, to protect their investment.
I get 100 without question. Also,
Can we take the ticket? Wait, what?
That's breaking news.
That's
That's from Meltzer.
This is what we do here. This is what we do here. We're honest with the crowd. We're honest with the fucking audience, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, "Wow." I got an email today, and I don't know if it's real or not, that the first WWE Netflix episode is going to be at the fucking Clippers Inuit Dome.
Here?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yes. The fucking the first Netflix WWE Raw has to go.
Do you think we would be kicked off?
It's in January.
If we sat camera side with a giant Vince McMahon head poster. Do you think they would let that?
We wouldn't
fly?
get it.
1,000,000%.
Well, then what? You wouldn't get anything. So I got an idea, right? We make it a Triple H head, and then you the side that is the Vince McMahon head, you put like some like black sticky tape over it, and then when you're
You get
out,
kicked out,
once
bro.
they're live,
Bro, you can't bring any Vince fucking merch to.
but we'd be infamous. And then at the bottom we'd watch the abdominal stretch.
It's true. I
We
like
would
it.
be fucking legends, dude. At least for
Very
like
true.
15 minutes on the internet. Here we are concocting it as evidence live on air.
I got a
Pumps would do it.
Pumps. Do you remember when I brought to Raw a sign that said "Kayfabe is dead"?
Oh, don't get me started. No. Well, yes. Yeah, because they took it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but it got on fucking multiple wrestling web pages fucking saying they couldn't believe that they let this sign in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
There you go.
that was my fucking 5 seconds of fucking infamy.
See? You could have 5 more.
Yeah, but we're paying fucking $500 for seats that show. You know that.
Hey, man. It's marketing expense.
Yeah, we could write it off on the taxes.
Very true.
Texas, man.
All right. What else do we got in the notes here, boys?
I mean, for the record, I just would like to say that I love Bret Hart.
Oh,
yes.
I do love Bret Hart.
Yes.
Bring that. Where is that? I have
There's
that.
nothing that man says that I'm not like.
Wait,
Yep.
before he's talking about Bret Hart in the Vince documentary.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No Raw. Get out of here.
You're not.
But before we leave the Mr. McMahon documentary, one thing, I mean, spoiler that they did
You're
not
talking about this?
not before.
Go away.
Before we talk
Go.
about the fact that for some reason, out of all the fucking crazy things that they fucking put in this documentary, they failed to include do-rag Vince era. For some reason, I have no idea. It's completely missing from the documentary on the
that's
cutting room floor.
fire, bro. That's fire.
There's no do-rag Vince in the documentary. So if you're waiting to hear about the do-rag Vince dropping the N-bomb on live television, not going to hear it.
Is that still on the network? They had to edit that.
I don't know.
It was an old Raw, wasn't it? No, SmackDown.
Dude, he looks like he's going as Teddy Long for Halloween.
This is a Photoshop job.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's not real?
No, this was at the.
You get me every time. See?
This is the TKO merger. Once he had the Tapatio Man mustache.
And they just put a do-rag on him?
Yeah, and they just put a do-rag on him. But
That's an incredible Photoshop job.
it's pretty good.
That's
Sorry.
really, dude. That low key. If I didn't realize that fucking that's Bianca Belair and fucking Montez Ford, that's a good job, dude. AI is gonna fucking kill us, bro. Once they get these kind of videos to fucking move and shit, that's a wrap, dude.
Also, Hunter still swears that he's the one that decided to hook Bret. Like, stop it.
In a screw job?
Yeah, I mean that's not a major spoiler. They talk about Montreal and Hunter.
I thought they all agreed in a hotel room.
No, it was Cornette at McMahon's dining room table.
He suggested it.
Yes.
Yeah, but Hunter says that my friend Hunter,
Yeah,
says
your friend
that
Paul
says that he came up with the idea.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that a few times, right? If he doesn't do business, we'll make him do
Mm.
business. I can believe that. I don't know. Why is it that far fetched?
But he could also have said that when they
He wasn't-
met, not knowing that Cornette had also suggested it. Vince could have kept that close to the vest.
But he wasn't. He was just the dude fucking his daughter. He wasn't anybody yet.
Bro, he was Shawn Michaels' fucking best friend.
That doesn't
Shawn
make
Michaels'
him.
best friend. He wasn't
That
even
doesn't
banging
make
stuff.
him Triple H.
No, but that puts him in the room.
That puts him in the booking room.
Yeah,
He
with
puts him in the room
Shawn,
with Shawn Michaels.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Pumps, if that was me, buddy, you'd be in the booking room with me. I'm gonna leave you out fucking side. Okay?
Also, Vince McMahon dropped the N bomb on Survivor Series 2005. So we got to go track that down on the network and see if that they didn't edit that or.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then the other note I had that they still try to justify that the curtain call was a good thing because they said that everybody was already in on it and kayfabe was already dead, which is factually untrue. But
it didn't happen on TV, dude.
No.
It happened in front of fucking 11,000 fucking New Yorkers.
And yet someone still recorded it.
Yeah, how do they get that camera in? The curtain call, just stop.
What? Don't say that the event that killed kayfabe wasn't a big deal.
How did that event kill kayfabe?
Because it was shortly after that when McMahon went on television and said, "We think you're better than good guys and bad guys, so we're not going to lie to you anymore."
No, you're wrong.
Yes.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
That was like a year later.
That was way later when they started the
Way later.
Okay. What was the precursor to that? The curtain call.
Because they were getting their ass kicked and they had to drop some nukes.
Right.
Bro, you can't tell me, buddy. What year did that happen? 96? 95?
It was either late 95 or early 96.
All right, so I probably stopped watching wrestling in 92 and then picked it up again in 96, 7-ish. But even at 12 years old, bro, I didn't think they were really fighting. So what did they kill? That the guys were friends?
The magic!
That the guys were friends?
No, the steroid trial had happened already at that point, and then a bunch of other stuff where McMahon was in court and they had to testify. So, in theory,
the reason he did that is because he didn't want to pay the athletic commissions anymore.
It's also true.
So this happened in 96, actually. Looks like the Click broke character at the live event in Madison Square Garden.
I like at the end of the episodes when they do like a real quick, like, Vince fucking dropped his lawsuit against, whoever and then settled when, whoever.
Oh, yeah,
also,
when they lifted the statute of limitations. Yeah, weird.
Listen, I'm not giving the guy a pass. But even though I know the stories, it's still fun to watch Schultz fucking sock up that fucking reporter. And fucking Hogan choke out Richard Belzer on national television.
Dude, I
forgot how hard Belzer hit his head.
Bro, boy got up. He was bloody on the back of his head. He was like, "Hell, we're gonna go to a commercial."
That was just the way he fell, and just like how he's looking and clapping him. It's just like that was crazy.
That was fire.
That was crazy. In my opinion, that was crazier than Schultz slapping the reporter.
Bro, Schultz fucking slapped him a couple times, dude. Do they ever talk about Vader in Iraq?
Because you protect
or
the
Saudi Arabia
business.
I know, bro, but you're right. There was also showing pay-per-views where you had to go to like a fucking arena and sit with people. It was 19 fucking 88 or 86 and 1994 are very different.
Yeah, because look who was your champion. The worst drawing champion of all time.
I will not let you sit here and besmirch the good goddamn name of Kevin Nash.
The shoe fits.
All right. Also, real quick, within the first couple episodes, I noted down that Hulk Hogan still tries to say that he didn't know if Andre was going to kick out or not, which is so ridiculous. Like, Vince was going to fucking go into a 93,000 person and not know the finish.
Dude, fucking Hogan pisses me off in this documentary so much. Like, there's so many moments where you're just like, shut the fuck up, Hulk Hogan.
This isn't even in the doc, but we haven't been around to talk about it. Where he's like, listen, brother, they forgave Chris Benoit.
No.
They can forgive me.
Oh, man. Hold on.
Who has forgiven Chris Benoit?
I got it. That was on the Impulsive podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know why it's not. Oh, here we go. What? Well, there it is. Wrestling fans are very forgiving. If Chris Benoit can do the crap that he did, I like how he's like, the crap that he did.
Yeah, like
And the fans still
Like he
love
did
it.
A little double murder.
like he did a burglary.
They're very forgiving. I've made some mistakes in my personal life. They forgive you via the Impulsive podcast.
Two gigantic pieces of shit telling lies to us.
Bro, the fact that Hogan, in some sort of way, put Chris Benoit's suicide, whatever the fuck that's called, murder homicide, on par with him dropping an N-bomb.
Well, he's saying it's worse, and they forgave him. So,
I just did a little casual racism, brother.
yeah.
I just didn't want my daughter dating the blacks.
Dude, didn't on that same show he say that he never used his creative control?
Dude, he says so much stupid stuff in the Vince McMahon documentary.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Also, you realize he is kind of an idiot. He was like, everything he would say during the height of his popularity were things that Vince literally fed to him almost line by line.
Yeah, but you still got to do it.
Yeah, but he's like the one time I kind of go against Vince's advice.
When he went on fucking Arsenio, yeah, like an fucking idiot. Also, I didn't realize, Terry was a stand-up guy for Vince in court. He could have easily rolled on him. And he didn't.
Because he got his immunity.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Do you believe it?
He said it.
And he also said that fucking... Come on. All of a sudden, now you want to take Hulk Hogan's word?
I believe.
Bro, right now you're red-pilled up going, fucking the news is fake unless they agree with what I think.
No. No, this is the same man that said Terry Bollea and Hulk Hogan have two different sized penises.
Yeah, you don't believe
I
that.
understand the
But
source.
all of a sudden you believe that he got immunity?
He was the star witness.
And there's no way...
When has old Tear Bear ever done anyone a solid?
So he was the star witness and then didn't do what the fucking federal government said and then just got to walk away and go, got one over on him.
Well, he wasn't on trial. Like, you can't get arrested for having used steroids.
It wasn't that. They tried to portray that fucking they had something on him, and that's why they were like, dude, we need you to roll over on Vince. We want Vince, and if you don't do what we say you're going to do, we're going to fucking come after you. And then he goes on the
Terry
fucking...
McDivitt wasn't telling Terry what to do?
Bro, if the
Or
federal
someone
government...
at Turner?
If the federal government says, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z, but you have to say A, B, C, and then you don't do it, they don't just go, goddamn, got one over on us. Like, bro, you're going to get arrested.
For what?
For whatever they had on him.
I don't think they had anything on him.
Yeah,
I think he had
stooges, dude. You two are stooges.
I think he had good enough lawyers at some point, because what he said was, I told them everything they wanted to hear when they were like questioning me, and he's like, I'll say whatever you guys want me to say.
And they didn't do it.
And he didn't do it. But that doesn't.
That's got to be a clause in the immunity contract, bro.
No, but I feel
Hey,
like
say what we want or you're fucked. That's witness tampering.
no, it is witness tampering. But then he
All
also
of a sudden, you guys are fucking lawyers.
look. He had good lawyers.
I didn't pass
all
the
of a
bar,
sudden,
but I know a little bit.
all of a sudden, I'm doing a show with a bunch of Clarence Masons.
I feel like he was well advised and prepped for that deposition. So
Ted Turner is not going to let his investment go to fucking prison.
yeah, it's true. He had that Ted Turner money.
Now you're going down conspiracy rabbit holes, bro.
I agree with Pumps. I don't.
We've never done that before.
Hogan is the ultimate revisionist of his own history.
That's why I don't believe that he had some fucking immunity type shit and
No, I
then just
don't-
went against the federal government.
I don't think they had anything on him at all. I think they were just like, "Do you want to
Then
testify?"
why would he need immunity?
I don't think he needed immunity. I think he just said that
Pumps
shit.
thinks so.
No, I don't think he. I don't think
Hulk,
he
Either way.
fucking Fox Hulk News said so.
I don't,
Only one of us has played Fox News clips on this show, brother. And I don't have the access to do that.
I didn't come here as Hulk Hogan.
I didn't come here for chops and chopsticks, brother.
The abdominal stretch.